welcome to this episode of Theater Talk. My name is Mike Gatzendorfer, and I am the Youth Programs Manager here at Proctor's. I'm also the co-producer for Theater Talk. Thank you all for being here. We had a little change of venues, as you can tell. But I'm really excited because today we are here with some very talented individuals. Yeah. And I hope that all of you will go home and tell your family and friends how awesome School of Rock is, and to have them come in the remaining shows that we have here at Proctor's. But to start, we're going to go down the row, and I'm going to have each of them introduce themselves, tell us what part they play, and where they're from.
Hi, I'm Isabella Rose Sky. I'm 12 years old. I'm from Miami Beach, and I'm a swing, so I understudy 4 of the girls' parts on stage.
Hi, my name is Leanne Parks. I play Katie, the bass player. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm 11 years old.
Hi, I'm Jacob Moran. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I play James, and I cover for the role of Freddie.
Hi, my name is Greerberg. I'm 11 years old. I'm from Chicago, and I play Tamika, the lead singer.
Hi, my name is Mystic Insco. I play the role of Zach, the guitarist, and I'm 10 years old. I'm from San Francisco.
Hi, I'm Theo Mitchell-Penner. I am from New Jersey, and I played Lawrence, the keyboardist.
Hi, I'm Alyssa Marvin. I'm from Westchester, New York, and I played Marcy, one of the backup singers. Hi, my name is Bella Fraker. I'm 13 years old. I'm also a swing. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and today I played Summer Hathaway.
Hi, I'm Ariana Pereira. I am 13 years old from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I play Chanel, one of the backup singers, and understudy Tamika.
Hi, my name is Jesse Sparks. I'm 12 years old. I'm from the Bronx in New York, and I'm also a swing.
Well, thank you guys, and welcome. So let's take some questions from the audience. Yes, you right there, ma'am. Okay, so she asked, where do you guys see your career 10 years from now?
I don't really know as of now. I really want to keep acting and dancing and singing, but it could be anything from now. Like I could be, I don't even know, like a lawyer or whatever I want to be like later on. It doesn't necessarily have to be acting, but I would love to keep acting and doing this.
Yeah, I love music. This is my first acting thing. I love acting as well. But those are just 2 of my career paths. I'd love to do so many things, but probably my top 3 would be music, acting, or film. Just like directing or being in the film.
So from 10 years from now, I think I'm going to keep acting, like they all said, and I hope to go audition and get like movie jobs. I'm hoping to get like a pilot season on like a show on Hulu or something. But yeah.
"10 years from now, I really want to be on Broadway, maybe Angelica Schuyler in Hamilton. Or I was young Nala in Lion King, and I want to be the first young Nala to become older Nala. So I have many goals that I want to do, and I think I want to keep acting, still sing, and do whatever I love."
All right. You. Okay, so how long did it take you guys to rehearse all the dances and the dialogue?
Well, so as a swing, I cover 5 out of the 6 girl roles, and so you have to, like, lots and lots of rehearsal. But for the other kids, they had, I think, 4 weeks of rehearsal to learn the show. But yeah, and so it's just a lot of rehearsing and just getting it into your head.
As a swing, I've been here for 3 months now, and I was rehearsing for the whole 2 months, the whole first 2 months that I was there. And since we're always backstage, we're almost always rehearsing and reviewing our tracks and running everything just to keep it fresh in our heads.
I was in the second cast of School of Rock, so I rehearsed on the road. I traveled, we all traveled we went to all the different cities with the cast, but we were still rehearsing, and we had 4 weeks of rehearsal.
Yeah, I also joined with Alyssa. So as a swing, I rehearsed 1 track. So I learned Mason with that group, and then I learned my other 3 tracks, Zach, James, and Mason, or Zach, James, and Billy, for the next 3 weeks after that.
I'm from the original cast, so thank you. We had 1 week of band rehearsal to get the original band tight, because it kind of has to be. And then we blocked it for about 2 weeks. Then we moved to Rochester, New York, and then teched it for about a week or 2 weeks. And then we had previews, and then we opened.
Wow, that's incredible. You guys, I don't know how you do it, but that's awesome. Any other questions? You had your hand up first.
Yes, he has.
Okay, I'm just going to repeat the question. Has Andrew Lloyd Webber come and seen you? And what advice has he given? If he gave any.
Well, he came, I think, maybe 3 times on the whole tour. He came for our opening night. He came for our opening night in LA. And then he came another time. I can't really remember, but he was really sweet to us. I don't think he gave us like any advice on the show. He was just kind of like, you guys were awesome. I think he's just kind of like, I wrote this, so, you know.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir. So the question is, there's a lot of logistics in traveling, and you guys being a large ensemble. Mm-hmm. How is that, and how does that all work, going from city to city?
Well, we travel, from next city we're going on a bus, but usually we're taking like flights and we're going from place to place. Some people buy out and we just, it depends on what the person what the person wants to do when traveling. We have 3 Wranglers backstage. Well, Guardians. And Wranglers doesn't always sound the best. And they're there with us every time we get off stage on deck, and they're telling us where to go. And when we go, they're very helpful on this process. So yeah.
Do you guys find it tiring?
Yeah.
Not really.
Sometimes?
Sometimes.
Some days it's really motivating to go on stage, and especially since I'm a swing, I don't go on every night. So this today was the first time I went on in 3 months. And so it was really, really fun to go on stage. And so it's you never for me, I don't think I've ever really been tired and be oh, I don't really want to do this today. But some of the kids will not do that, but they'll get tired, but they still put out their best show that they can possibly do, so.
That's awesome. This gentleman in the back has had his hand up for a long time. So the question is, if he wanted to audition for a show such as School of Rock, how would he go about doing that?
What I did for my open call for School of Rock, I didn't really think I was gonna get it. I thought it was just gonna be a great experience for me. So you should never assume that you might get it or might not. In my case, I assumed that I wouldn't get it, but turns out I did get it. But so what I did, when I got my call back, my first call back, I was very excited. And you can't just be excited and decide you're just gonna go to the callback. You have to work very hard for it. You have to rehearse every single day. You have to listen. I always listen to what I'm playing.
Always surprises.
I always listen when I was rehearsing for my callback. I always listened to Teacher's Pet, which is the song that I had to perform in my callback. And I always rehearsed on my bass. I sang, and I always had I try not to lose my temper with my dad, who helped me, and I'm very glad that he did, or else I probably wouldn't have gotten this.
When I first decided to audition for School of Rock, I hadn't had any major Broadway or touring open calls like that. So it was a very cool experience. It was a lot of fun to hang out with the other kids auditioning and adults some of them are here now. And my advice would be get something prepared, have materials, be ready, and if you find something that could fit you, that you could be right for, then just go and audition for it.
Yeah, my audition experience was kind of unique. So I saw the show on Broadway, and then I met Brandon Niederauer, who originally played Zach, and then I sent in a tape through his dad, and then I went through my whole process. I'd say just if you're nervous, realize the fact that if you focus on being nervous, you won't put on your best show for whoever's auditioning you, and don't focus on it, or else it won't be how it could have been. And also, get connections. Try to get as many people to see you as possible. Try to always make a good impression. Try to be really charismatic, and hopefully they'll like you, and eventually you'll get a role.
Where were you guys when I was auditioning? That is awesome advice. Okay, so any other questions? Oh, yes. Do any of your parents travel with you?
Well, we have guardians and parents, so I'm currently with my guardian, right there. And so my mom has to work usually, so just like with Bella, she's with her guardian as well. And most of our parents have to work at home. Sorry, Jesse's with his guardian as well. I don't remember everyone who's with the guardian, but however, sometimes our parents will travel with us and they'll alternate. For example, Bella's mom comes sometimes, my mom will come sometimes, and they just kind of alternate whenever they have the opportunity to come. If they're working, and then they'll be like, okay, I have a day off, maybe I'll come swing by and then go back home. So it really depends. So yeah.
Yeah, I travel with my guardian, Steve, and his wife, Alex. Steve's here, but I'm gonna be leaving the tour at the end of this week. So my mom she came today. She's not here. She's at the hotel. But she came today, and she comes ever so often. And she sometimes brings my sister, who's also here. And it's basically whenever my sister has a break from school, or my mom doesn't have that much of a workload, or if there's something big about to happen, like if I'm going on or if I'm leaving the tour.
I would say for most of us, we all, everybody mostly travels with a parent, and every so often they'll switch out with whoever. Jacob, you'll travel with your grandparents sometimes, and people travel with their their mom or their dad. But yeah.
So my mom she's back there. My mom travels with me, and some of the times my dad comes. So I've just been on this tour for about 5.5 months. So my dad came once in Kansas City through Toronto, I think, and now he's gone, but my mom travels with me, and occasionally my dad comes to visit me and stuff.
We are, by equity rule, we have to have one parent or guardian on tour with us, or equity, well, first of all, the company will get in trouble, and equity will get very ornery with us.
Now, I have a quick question for you guys. How much schooling do you have to do within a course of 1 week?
So we have 3 tutors that travel with us, and we try to do school in wherever we can find. Sometimes we do it in the theater, in dressing rooms, or sometimes we just go to the hotel and we try to find a conference room to do it in. But every week we have to put in at least 15 hours of school.
Every day we have usually a different amount of school, just depending on our schedules, like if we have rehearsal or stuff like that. So every day we usually have 1 to 5 hours of school, unless it's a 2-show day. And like Mystic said, we have 3 tutors who travel with us, and we usually do school in a hotel conference room.
So you guys probably really like the 2-day shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
I'm wondering, for those of you that played musical instruments in the show, how long you've been playing guitar, keyboard?
So the question is, how long have you guys, those of you who play musical instruments, how long have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing drums since I was about 2, and I wasn't really playing, I was like banging on stuff. And then I started taking lessons, I was about 6, I think. And then I kept taking lessons and lessons till I got better. And then I auditioned for the show, so now I cover for the role of Freddie.
So I've been playing guitar for about 2 years now. Actually, I started with piano, and then I felt like I wanted to do more than just piano. So I started doing guitar, then I got into drums, and I've been doing piano for about 3 to 4 years now.
You can go first. Theo.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I have been singing for like God knows how long. Yeah, probably like 2 or 3. I've always loved music. It's been a really huge part of my life. But then I actually wanted to start taking music, so I started with piano when I was 5. I kind of stopped doing that when I was maybe 9 or 8 or 9. And then I picked up guitar because I thought guitar would be a super cool instrument. So I started probably a little bit before Christmas, about 5 years ago. And then I got my first guitar on my 8th birthday, and I'll be turning 13 in like 9 days? No, a little bit more than that, like a little less than 2 weeks. So it will almost be more than 5 years since I've owned my guitar. And then I also started doing drums like 3 years ago.
I originally wanted to play drums, but my mom said no, it's too loud. So she said to go to piano to get a good foundation. And once I started taking lessons, I just fell in love with it, and I just stuck with it, and here I am now.
I started playing piano around when I was 4 years old, and I love playing piano, and I've been singing since I could do a high-pitched scream when I was a baby. I love singing. It's just something that I had, and it's always a fun thing to do. I also played a little bit of cello, but I stopped, but I still am currently singing and playing piano.
In the show, I understudy Katie, the bass player, but I didn't necessarily always play bass. So when I was around 2 years old, my brother, he was older than me, and he started playing the piano, and I would always just play along with him. And so I played the piano for a long time until I begged my mother for a violin. And when I was 6 years old, I started playing the violin, played for 4 years, and I decided to quit and start playing the alto saxophone. And then I just kept collecting instruments. I started playing guitar, then soprano, saxophone, clarinet, flute, and then when I found out about the audition, I decided to try to play bass.
All right, so we have time for one more question because these guys are hungry and they have to go eat prior to tonight's show. So, you right there, ma'am. How many of you guys, the question was, how many of you guys have family members already in the business?
My older brother inspired me to be an actor and do stuff like that. He started around when he was like younger, like actually pretty young. And also, what happened was, so when I started doing acting, it was because I heard my brother recite a monologue at some point, and I kept listening to him perform it and practice it in his room. And then when my dad and my brother went upstairs for the audition. My mom was in the car with me, and I just randomly started reciting the monologue. It was like a Shakespeare monologue, and I was like 4 years old. So then my mom was like, "Is that you back there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she asked if I wanted to start acting, and I was like, "Yeah, it's something that I love to do, and I'm glad I started doing it."
So this might sound bad, but I always try to one-up my sister. Sorry, Scarlett. Yeah. So she's like 10 now. I'm 12, so I'm older than her, but she has been acting for probably like 3 or 4 years now. She's done like local like community theater, and I saw this show and I was like, but I also really loved playing guitar, so there being a kid who played guitar, drums, piano, bass, singing, everything just clicked for me, and it was so perfect. And also, my sisters also loved always singing, so we always kind of compete, and that's basically me.
What really inspired me was my dad, because he was on Broadway in the Riverdance, and he played the drums, and that's how I got into acting, because I figured out what Broadway was, and I was like, ooh, I want to do that. And so I auditioned for like local plays or musicals and stuff, and yeah, that's how I did it.
Well, I want to thank you all because I think you guys are amazing. This show is, I saw it on Broadway too, and I've seen you guys, and I just absolutely love it. And I love the fact that you guys are live and you're not only the triple threat, you're the quadruple threat. So that's really cool. I do want to thank you all for coming and joining us for Theater Talk. We'll see everybody in a couple weeks for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.